my biggest problem with the film, really, my overall biggest problem with this is that it's just written terribly in certain spots. So when it came to getting these characters out of dangerous situations, they always had a lazy last minute save. That didn't make any sense, by the way. And there was no explanation. And when they did explain, I was like, I'm sorry I asked. I was like, you know what I'm saying? They tried to explain one scene involving a bullet. And I was like,
I know.
Just shut up.
I know, yeah.
Just stop.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it. I don't, I wish I never heard what you said. Join me for a night of sit-down comedy over at the Broadway Comedy Club March 15th. That's in New York, of course. We're going to be back in the Red Room, and tickets are on sale right now. So one thing I can credit this movie for, they are good at keeping secrets, man.
Oh.
This movie, Argyle, is so good at keeping these secrets under wraps. I didn't even know the movie existed until about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you something, I didn't know it existed until I saw the poster. Shit, I thought this was a movie about a talking cat named Argyle.
Right.
I thought it was a kid's movie.
I wasn't sure because I saw, I guess, a teaser and I saw something online, picture, and I was like, okay, it's a spy thing, but it's a cat. It's a kid's movie about a cat that's really a spy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that at all.
No, I thought then I saw, I was in I don't know where I was, in a bar, a restaurant or something, and the trailer started playing. And then but the sound wasn't on.
Uh-huh.
So I thought, okay, so this is a delightful romp about the Superman or whatever his name is.
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill and
John Cena.
and Rockwell. I thought it was
Sam Rockwell. Yeah,
I thought it was something with John Cena and Sam Rockwell and Henry Cavill, having a delightful romp chasing a cat around town.
No, I thought that too.
Yeah, I had you knew more than I did. I didn't know about no spy shit or anything.
Well, yeah, I got the impression of the spy, and it was a writer. And in my mind, okay, she's been writing about a spy named Argyle, which is really her cat. But all these other spies are trying to hunt this spy, and only to discover it's actually a cat.
Yeah,
but maybe the cat actually has some secrets, or I don't know.
Well, this cat did have a secret. Cat's a goddamn Nepo baby.
Oh, yeah.
Nepotism in full effect again. That cat belongs to Matthew Vaughan, his wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he made this movie, just put his goddamn cat in there.
Wow.
Yeah.
I do not care for that.
This man made a movie.
Nobody care about your cat.
He says, I do. That's a $200 million cat right there. It's a damn shame. There are people who worked hard, went to school to be thespians, and this cat got ahead of the line before you did. All because he was adopted by a millionaire director. Mm-hmm. You know what it makes me want to do? Dress up like a cat and sit on the porch of the director and knock on. See if I can be cute and get put into a movie.
Yeah, if you learn to shit in a litter box, you might be able to get that.
Shit, I've shit in the street before. Folks. So it's not that, of course.
Don't say of course.
That's true.
It just turns out to not be that.
No, you're right. It turns out not to be that. Actually, the cat does play a prominent part in the movie, but the movie is not about the cat. The cat actually belongs to a character named Ellie, who's played by Bryce Dallas Howard. And Ellie can write, boy. Thing is, her stories suck. Man, she writes some.
You ain't never lied.
She writes some shitty novels, man. But the circumstances surrounding these terrible stories, the details are so good that somewhere across the world, an evil organization is saying, hey, wait a minute. How that bitch know all this? Man, somebody get her. Bring her to me. She's got something to answer for.
Yeah, she clearly has some intelligence and she can predict the future.
Yeah. Yeah, there she is right there. And everybody loves her crappy books, but thing is that she actually gets mixed up in an actual spy story. As I say, when an evil organization thinks that she knows more than what she's telling, and that's when Sam Rockwell comes in, who plays a spy. Not as debonair as we saw with Henry Cavill right there, who's actually the character of Argyle, but got skills on him. And if Ellie wants to live, then she'll need to listen to what my man says and follow him all the steps of the way as more becomes revealed. So I was already mad when I went there and wasn't about the cat. But hey, what they did give us, did it work? Like I said, man, sometimes it's great to be surprised when you go into a movie. And I really did not know anything about this. How did that work out for me? And how did it work out for this guy over here? Let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer.
I certainly hope you dance as well as you dress.
There's only one way to find
What, terribly? Don't none of this fit right here.
No, it does not look good. That is such a not a good look for him.
This haircut looks terrible.
Uh-huh.
This shirt is awful.
Yeah, the way it's cut on him, it's not good.
It looked like his mama tried to dress him up as Dolph Lundgren for Halloween.
It does.
And messed up completely. It's awful.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I told y'all, man, when I said I went in cold, I really did. I'm not making a joke or exaggerating. The only thing I knew about this movie was the poster and what little bit I saw of it at a bar. Knew nothing else about it. No, I don't know why I didn't bother to watch the trailer, and I will say, man, I wish I could do that more. There is something about walking into a movie completely cold.
Oh, for sure.
Especially with a movie that's trying to hide as much as this movie is, and did well with it. And as you can see, there's other big stars in here. Matthew Vaughan is always bringing in big actors for these movies. You got Catherine O'Hara over here. You have Bryan Cranston, Samuel Jackson, Dua Lipa, pop stars in here. So huge cast, big budget film. And I'm gonna tell you, man, when I went in to see the movie, since I didn't know anything about it, it was already twisted and turning for me. Like all this stuff that they're showing where, Argyle is actually a story that she's writing. Mm-hmm. Damn, I don't know if I have it frozen or if it's actually working right here. I can't tell. Oh, there it is. Like I didn't know that what was going on at the beginning. I know when it started, I said, what I'm watching right now, this movie's a piece of shit.
Right.
I said, this movie that I'm watching right, even for a parody, is so hack. And the dialogue is so terrible. Mm-hmm. I said, you know
I was
what?
like, man, if this is the movie, I don't know how I'm gonna make it.
Oh yeah. I said, y'all better be playing. I went to this movie sick. I was like, I don't have time for this. I'm already feeling bad. Y'all better come on. This better be a joke because the dialogue was awful, even with them playing around.
You don't answer, you're gonna be the same temperature as my coffee right now, which thanks to you is ice cold.
You and I, we're not so different.
So, looking at this as routine spy stuff, the jokes are not really landing that hard. And I was like, I don't know about this, man. And then it turned out to be that it was a joke or a twist. Mm-hmm. Now most people, a fake out. Most people saw the trailer. They already knew this. I didn't. So, I was with it, man. I was in the car. I said, let's go. Take me for a ride. Hey man, let's see what happens. Let's see where this goes. Sam Rockwell, who I like, as you see right here, comes in looking like a bum. Complete opposite of Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill's a typical James Bond spy, the smooth debonair spy. This dude looking like a homeless man right here. And, he's being the complete opposite of Henry Cavill. I was like, all right, this is another cool thing right here. Spies in real life. They're average looking like this guy right here. But they're just as badass. I was like, you know what? That's interesting to me, especially when they get into the action scene. Because I didn't, when he sat down, me not knowing about the trailer, I did not know it was coming.
Right.
Not a real fan. Don't worry. I have it all under control.
Now, like I stopped there right and that dude's about to beat his ass. I looked at that and all this is like catch me off guard and I'm with it. I'm like, man, you really taking me for a ride. I did not know all this was going to be here. I did not know all this was going to be happening. And normally, I'd be having fun with this scene. I'd be having a blast with this. But something, when they started that, man, Martin, something started bugging me.
Yeah.
And first of all, I was not a big fan of the whole switching back and forth between Sam Rockwell and the Argyle character. I was like,
Oh yeah, I kind of like that.
but it didn't, it wasn't a big deal for me. But that wasn't it. And I said, again, maybe because I'm sick, man. Maybe I'm just not feeling it because I'm ill right now. And that was none of that was it though. I was like, and then as the movie went on and they started doing more, it finally came to me what was wrong. I said, man, this whole thing. Now I'm gonna show you this again. When they're fighting, and then they're playing. Listen to the music that they're playing.
See, I said I'm true. Who's the weirdo now?
I said, wait a minute. Matthew Vaughan has been doing this same trick for several movies. But the thing is, he does it about once for all these movies like Kick-Ass. You remember Kick-Ass, like when we first get introduced to Hit Girl, they're playing the banana splits.
Yeah.
So Matthew Vaughan likes to do this thing where he has violence that's set to like a contrasting upbeat song, pop music, kids show theme, here is disco. It's one thing to do it once every movie, but when you do it about 3 or 4 times in the same film, it gets to be a little annoying after a while. Like, God, man, you've been doing this shit for years now. Come on, man.
Well, even me saying I like what they were doing with the switching, because it was like, oh, I see, that's actually kind of clever.
Oh, sorry.
It goes on way too long.
Yeah.
Like it's a clever little thing that got, okay, it was like, okay, I get it. You really only need to kill about 5 henchmen for us to get the point.
Yeah.
They just keep coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It goes on. There must have been 26 people on that train.
And you know what? Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was that they just kept doing it.
Yeah.
That it was bothering me.
You just didn't know when to stop.
Yeah, and so I think this is one of the biggest problem with this is with that I have with this movie is that, a lot of this is stuff that Matthew Vaughan has continued to do for several movies. And sometimes he's done it better in a lot of films, but like I said, it feels like he's got no new tricks here. And so, and I was willing to let that slide. I was like, all right, that's his thing. But also, you're talking about doing something too much. This movie, it just keeps twisting and twisted. And I mean, it's like twist within twist within twist. And they twist so much, but that by the time they get to the big one, I'm like, hey, give me that shit. All right, I twisted it for you. I know what's happening. I know, man, you can only do so many twists before I'm like, all right, I'm expecting this right here. And I know what y'all doing.
Yeah, it is by the time they get to the big twist, it doesn't seem at all shocking, except for one thing. Because with all these twists that he keeps doing, they're not his twist. They're all twists from other movies.
Yeah.
They're all twists from other spy movies. I'm sitting there going, okay, this is Mission Impossible. This is Night and Day. This is The Winter Soldier. This is The Long Kiss Goodnight. It's like, God damn, how many different movies you gonna rip off for this so unimaginative movie that you got here?
So my friend that I was hanging out with,
yeah,
we were talking and we rattled off all those movies that you're naming right now, except that he thought this was the greatest movie. No, he didn't think it was great, but he's like, oh man, but they took those ideas and really did something clever with it. I was like,
no, they didn't.
And I don't want to be mean, so I just kind of yeah. No, they don't. They do it much better in all these other movies.
Yes. They've done it before. They've done it much better. Some have been repeated before, but in a way where it actually meant something. And here, you're just like, you're going through the greatest hits of other spy movies, but not really. Not the way he does it. I don't know if it's supposed to be, if this is supposed to be a parody, a spoof, a satire, or homage, but it's not working on any of those levels.
And I can let some of this stuff go. Even if a person's going to continue to do things, that's where they get the name auteur from. It's just what I do. This is my trademark for this movie. Okay, all right, that's fine. But I could accept it if my biggest problem with the film, really, my overall biggest problem with this is that it's just written terribly in certain spots. So when it came to getting these characters out of dangerous situations, they always had a lazy last minute save. That didn't make any sense, by the way. And there was no explanation. And when they did explain, I was like, I'm sorry I asked. I was like, you know what I'm saying? They tried to explain one scene involving a bullet. And I was like, just,
Oh, I know.
just shut up.
I know. Yeah.
Just stop.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it. I don't,
Yeah.
you know, just, I wish I never heard what you said. You know,
That was one of those where, you know what? I'd even back up on it because it reached that point in the movie where it abandoned trying to like tell a story and it just got silly with everything.
Yep.
It just threw everything out the window. It's like, we're all about whimsy here. And like, well, you weren't, but to be fair, you changed tones about 6 times before we got here.
Yeah.
But by the time it got to that bullet explanation, you're like, yeah, I don't care.
I had no, like, I wish I could tell y'all, and I'm not. I mean, this movie is out, and if I told y'all, somebody would put the spoilers up online, just to be an asshole, and I wouldn't blame you probably, but I'm not gonna do it. But man, I wish I could tell y'all some of the things that they do where they don't explain a goddamn thing about how they got out of that situation. I mean, things just pop up out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. It's like, you're not gonna tell me what actually, I don't want to know.
That's how I felt toward the end.
It's best we just don't talk about it. You know, never mind. Okay, this is all right. Everybody's good. Everybody's safe. Cool. And speaking of whimsy, so I don't mind whimsy. Now, I will tell you this about Matthew Vaughan in the movie. Matthew Vaughan, he loves choreography. And not just fight choreography. He loves dance choreography. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of dance numbers in here, at least a couple of dance numbers in here. Again, not going to tell you what they are, what's going on with them, but there's a couple of dance numbers in here. And I'm going to tell you, with these dance numbers, man, sometimes you can play too loose with whimsy, or this movie's 2 hours and 11 minutes. Now, I don't know how long it is without the credits, but I'm like, you know what? These dance numbers, they're going on so long, and you're just making the movie longer than it needs to be because you're being really self-indulgent with these scenes right now. As beautiful as this number is, and by the way, again, rip himself off kind of, because there's a sequence in here where he even has the same color scheme as something from one of the Kingsman movies. Maybe in some different context, it would have been cool. But it's just kind of like, man, you're just doing this because, you know, you're just being cute now. Yeah.
It's that, okay, so I guess there's nobody around to say, hey, we might be going over budget, or to say no, you know, with $200 million. I can just throw in whatever I feel like. Yeah. I have a penchant for this and it's going in there. Hey, you're not worried about it's going to like break the momentum? No. This is all about me wanting to have this in there. Yeah, I just want something. Again, being self-indulgent. I'm just doing this because in my mind it looks cool, and I got somebody to pay for it. Yeah, no, you just keep me here longer than I need to be. Goddamn it, nah. Way longer. Yeah, and it's either self-indulgent, and there's one thing to do that, but then there's another when you just get completely nonsensical about it. Again, I can't spoil what's going on here, but I'm just going to say this. I'm going to say this. You can't do that with oil, okay? Maybe I'm nitpicking, but that makes no sense what you did. If you see the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Now, it's a fantasy film, so all right. By this point, it's a cartoon, so maybe I can let it go. Which would be fine if it from the beginning was, this is a cartoon, don't take any of this seriously. But it has moments, at least early on, where it's like, no, we're trying to tell you a story here. And by the time it gets to that point with the oil, you're like, okay, so all that's out the window. Is this on me? Should I not have been paying attention this whole time? Yeah, because the stuff with the oil was just that again, that was at the point of like, okay, you guys don't give a shit, I don't give a shit. Well,
you know, listen, honestly, do these scenes look good? They look amazing. And even the thing with what they're doing with certain things that I'm saying that's nonsense, it really does look good. He's a great director when it comes to staging these kind of scenes. But for me, it's a matter of, man, can we get back to the story? Stick to your story. Yeah. You know, now we just bullshitting. You know, bullshitting. Yeah, now just stick to your story, man. We were telling a story and you had a lot of things apparently to tell. Can we just kind of get back on that and not be taking so long with these damn dance numbers and everything you got going on? Great actors, as they all are in all these Matthew Vaughan movies, but I have to say that I don't think a lot of them were given good material.
No,
you know,
I think most of them were not.
No, Bryan Cranston, Not a good villain because he's not. He's in limbo. He's not threatening. He's not funny because he doesn't have a personality. He's just bad.
He just barks orders.
Yeah, that's it. He just gives orders and does things that a supervillain does. You know, abuses henchmen and yell at them. I mean, he really is a generic. He's generic.
Yeah,
he's a generic henchman, man. I mean, not henchman. He's the generic leader of an evil organization. Now, that's not a spoiler. That's something that you see in the trailer. Catherine O'Hara, way over there in here. She starts out funny. I think the character gets diminished more as the movie goes along, especially with what they're trying to do with her. If you here for Dua Lipa, here for her big big screen breakout, you can leave after 10 minutes.
That's true.
Because she's gone. Sam Jackson, listen. The longer I stay away from this movie, I keep forgetting he's in this movie.
Of course. And there's actually a good reason for him to not be in this movie, but I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, I like I said, I did enjoy some of the action, man. You know,
I mean on this on this train of thought with the diminishing characters, I was like, man, after West Side Story, Hollywood fell in love with Ariana DeBose. And nobody knows what to do with her.
They wasted her so bad.
She got the worst end of everything.
She did. She
shouldn't even be on the poster.
They did her dirty. They wasted her so bad. They might as well draw a dick on her head right there.
Right.
You might as well just draw her head to an arrow saying, you. I mean, they did her dirty, man.
And John Cena's barely in it too.
Oh yeah, John Cena's hardly ever in it. I mean, and that's cool. He's a cameo.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's supposed to be a funny cameo, so that's cool. And Dua Lipa, I guess, supposed to be a cameo too. I just know a lot of people are hoping that she's in the movie more. She's not.
She looks sexy though.
Oh no, she's great.
I was just so like, who is that?
She did the Barbie song, the Barbie of the Let's Dance.
Oh
dance
yeah. No, I just didn't recognize her the way she was dressed up there.
Yeah,
that's
especially with the blonde hair and everything.
It just seems like so much of this movie is being carried by Sam Rockwell. I mean, I know with Bryce Dallas Howard, with him as well, but it just seems like so much of it is him.
And he's great.
He is.
I will say this, man. I liked a lot of the action in here, and for many, I think it might keep surprising them. You know, I mean, I see too many movies, so I know certain twists when they're coming up. And I'm not saying, and by the way, when I say that, I was like, I'm not saying I know for sure that's what's happening. A lot of times, like, well, this could be a possibility. And it was, because they kept teeing up so many twists. But, ideas behind some of the action is silly, but I think it's done creatively. It looks pretty, like I mentioned, a lot of things. But Bryce Dallas Howard and Sam Rockwell, and I don't know how you feel about this, I thought they started out annoying together, and then as the movie went along, I liked them together.
I liked them together, but I didn't feel like they had any kind of romantic chemistry.
You didn't? Okay. Yeah, I liked them, man. I didn't mind that. I wish it had been a better movie, because with them, I enjoyed watching them together as the movie went on. It's just everything around them. To wrap it up, I'll say the things. I'll wrap it up with the things that I had mentioned with some key words here. A little self-indulgent. As I said, Matthew Vaughn's repeating a lot of things that he's done to the point where it's almost like he just, you could say that's what he does, but I'm thinking like, man, you're ripping yourself off. Just do something a little different. And terrible writing in many spots. Mainly when they have to get out of a really bad situation. It's just the hand of God comes down and just takes care of it for them. Yeah. I mean, I know, listen, I hate this kind of writing, okay? I hate the writing when people get lucky, all right? That's not writing.
Over and over and over and over, yeah.
Yeah, if you can do it once, maybe. But when these characters keep getting out of situations because of luck, that is awful writing, and I hate that, all right? And that's the thing that bugged me the most with this. When I first saw it, I was like, yeah. Now, like I said, some people might like this. I haven't read reviews. I can only gauge by what I see. There was a little woman, I mentioned this yesterday. Mm-hmm. There was a little woman in front of me, and she was having the time of her life. It was one of them bless your heart moments. You don't know what you laughing at. You just happy to get out the house. No, she was sitting up there, everything. She was applauding. Every twist was shocking. Oh my, ooh. She would laugh. Every joke hit.
Yeah.
With Matthew Vaughan, Matthew Vaughan would hire her just to be around him if he could. Everything. You heard it. She didn't just have a laugh. She had that squeak.
I know.
And I was like, now, if that's how most people are, then they'll love this movie. You're that woman, you won't love this movie. But for me, man, I really wish I could. I really like Matthew Vaughan as a director. We were going over the movies that he's done. We were talking about he did an X-Men movie, First Class. Stardust.
Yeah,
he's a great director, man. I think these days, ever since he's been on that Kingsman shit, he can't get off.
He can't get off.
That's some drug. He's on some shit. He's on like that's like a drug.
I know. Like he's like, this is what my life has been leading towards. This is what I should be doing. And somebody needs to go, no, bruh.
Yes.
Now we talk about all those other great movies he did. I was, was talking about this, but I was like, but man, Stardust, it was written by Neil Gaiman.
Yeah.
And Kick-Ass and The Kingsman was written by Mark Miller. So there was already a good writing foundation for those.
Didn't he co-write Kingsman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Matthew Vaughan.
Yeah. But as we've seen in these Kick-Ass and Kingsman type movies, they don't get better. They get worse.
That last Kingsman
each
movie.
time. I know the Kingsman. You were just like, because there was that feeling when it was done. Like, okay, well, hopefully you got it out of your system. you saw how poorly this went.
You done now?
Yeah, you done now. And you're like, nah, I ain't done. I ain't done by a damn sight. It's like, oh man.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a low rental for me, man. I'm only because of those small things in there that were pretty cool. Am I letting it get by on a low rental? But it's on the edge of some bullshit to me. But you were right, man, about Kingsman. They have been getting worse.
getting worse. Yeah, like seeing the trailer, that stupid idea. I mean, that stupid movie I thought I was going to watch where a bunch of bumbling spies are trying to catch a cat. I would have rather seen that movie than this. This is just one of those where it hovers around mediocrity at its finest. And most of the time, it's much lower than that. It's annoying. It's so like it's too many wasted resources. $200 million budget. All these actors who we've seen be great in things. Although I did enjoy seeing that. Man, I used to compare Henry Cavill's acting to a wooden Indian. Maybe not his acting, but his dancing for sure. That dude had no rhythm in him at all.
Boy, man, leave Henry Cavill alone, man.
He's like an oak tree.
Man, he's
in that green jacket.
He's a big dude, He just can't be that graceful with gravity, man. Yeah, come on, man. Leave him, man. He's had a hard enough time. Leave that boy alone.
But yeah, outside of that, it's just, man, it just borders on. I would say plagiarism, but it's just not close enough. It's one thing to see a movie that's okay, this is really not that good and the writing's bad, but it's like, man, it's just one of the most unoriginal movies I've ever seen. And it's aggressively unoriginal and just takes, it's self-indulgent to a point where you have time to think about all the better movies that it's borrowing from or ripping off. And that ending, I was just like, this is interminable. You're just never going to go off, are you?
Yeah.
Man. When it all said and done, I give it a high some old bullshit.
There you go. We're just about meeting
right about there.
Yeah.
It's sad because we haven't had a movie in a while. I was happy to go out and see something, but not this.
This is the movie that reminded me why I do not hang around people when I leave the theater. I told Martin yesterday. I said took a friend of mine in there. He walked out, boy. And I was happy he was happy. He can't
sure
because I had to lie because he's like, man, boy, man, that was fun, wasn't it? I was like, yeah.
I guess help me load this gun.
I mean, the surprises. He just kept coming, didn't they?
Surprises, huh?
And there was one time I looked at him and I said, well, man, I saw the big twist coming late. I'm like, nah, I'm playing, man. I didn't see nothing.
Oh, no.
I'm just kidding, man. I broke his heart. Nah, man, I'm not spoiling this for y'all, man. But I wish I could.
No.
I wish I could tell you that all those lucky those lucky escapes. I wish I could tell you about them. One is so bad. One they pull right out their ass, man. I was like, now this one you need to have some sort of explanation. As dumb and stupid as it is, tell me what this is about. Yeah, man. Somebody said just spoil it. No, I ain't gonna do it, man.
No, just go back to the review and make a note of the movies we listed. That'll tell you.
Yeah. You'll know that the dumbest part of the movie. You'll know what I'm talking about. All right. People are like, oh man.
Swiping or swiping.
Yeah, sorry, y'all. Y'all gotta go. Yeah, you gotta go see it just like we did. Y'all ain't getting off easy either. I don't know, man. Maybe after this weekend, it ain't one of those movies you usually do a spoiler for, but maybe it's one of those movies where there's so many dumb things and it's like the dumbest things to spoil for Argyle.
Yeah. And, you know, we'll spoil it when it comes up on the bad movie roast.
And I'm talking about that needs to be next year.
Yeah, right.
That needs to be when this shit leaves the theater. Mr. Yasman says, hi, Corey Martin. I don't know if you heard this. There's a rumor going around that James Gunn is eyeing Matthew Vaughan to direct a DC project. And I think he'd be great for it. Honestly, it's because of this movie right here. And by the way, he did not write this movie himself.
Yeah, Jason Fuchs.
Yeah, who wrote Wonder Woman.
Which one? The first
which one did he write?
I don't know. Because you know what? The thing is, like, this gets said about all the time as an insult or a put down or a quick joke. But this movie really did feel like it was written by AI.
Yeah.
Because AI would have scrubbed the movie catalog to pick out plot elements from all the other spy movies and stuck them together. Yep.
It sure was. Sure did. Sure did feel like that. Yeah, you hit it, Martin. You're exactly right. Yeah, Jason Fuchs, he wrote the first Wonder Woman.
Oh, okay.
So
that's a good one.
So yeah, Matthew Vaughan directing a DC project. He did great with X-Men First Class, so I'll be all behind that.
I mean, as long as James Gunn is not afraid to go like, that's about enough of that part right there. Let's move on to something else.
Yeah, James Gunn, if he looks at the script and says, I'm taking this dancing shit out. I'm taking come on, man. You got to have a reason for them getting out of this shit. It just can't be luck, okay? No, hell no, we ain't doing this. Nothing. You want to? How many disco songs is this? No, that you work for me now.
You get one.
Yeah,
and we're not playing the whole song.
There's a cool video for it that has Nigel Rodgers and who else? Some other people.
Wait, Nile Rodgers?
I'm sorry,
from Chic.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. Yeah, Jesus. Who let Satan in here?
Hello, Martin. Your soul is required next to me.
Walking down the street, all the things you say.
Again,
okay.
Around.
Was this like an Illumination movie or something?
Good to see Boy George back though. Last time I saw him, he was picking up trash. That
was a long time ago.
That's the last time I saw him.
You ever notice how much he looks like Sam Smith?
Oh, the singer?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Because when he was younger, he looked like a woman. Mm-hmm. You remember back in our day?
Oh yeah, when first came on the scene.
A lot of dudes like, damn, that chick is fine. Man, you heard of this chick named Boy George? You're like, man, yeah. He really does like Sam Smith. Mm-hmm. Anyway, back to what they were saying about Matthew Vaughan. Oh, yeah. His name was floating around for The Authority, and Vaughan recently on an interview said that he would love to direct the Supergirl Women of Tomorrow movie. After watching Matthew Vaughn's recent films, will you get worried if Gunn hires him to direct a DC film? No, because I think James Gunn will keep that shit under control, and Matthew Vaughn's a great director. So, and
Mark Miller wrote The Authority. At least he wrote one story arc. So
nice. So yeah, I think I have no problem with Matthew Vaughan doing that. Like I said, that's why I hate criticizing this, because I actually like Matthew Vaughan a lot. Let's see here.
He's been having a not so good run.
He's been in a rut, man. Somebody kick him in his head.
That's a self-imposed rut.
Yeah, it is. Man, he's addicted to his own shit. His own product, man. He needs some help.